You know that herbicide is a chemical substance which kill the weeds only. So, if you are applying the herbicide in crop and weed situation, it should kill only the weeds, not the crop. Therefore, we have to know the fundamentals of application of particular herbicide. So, what difference does it make? Let us see. One example, let me say, suppose we are approaching a doctor, he may prescribe some medicine which may different form, either liquid or solid form. Likewise, in a similar manner, for application of herbicide in agriculture, we should be very careful. So, the time of application, method of application and dose of applications are very, very important. Therefore, to obtain maximum results of the herbicide, it is very essential to know full and accurate knowledge of herbicides. Knowing how a particular herbicide will help us reduce efficiency and also economic losses. Let us now discuss in detail the broad spectrum of various methods of herbicide application and their results. Classification of herbicides. In the beginning, there were just a handful of them and it was rather easier to remember which herbicide is to be used for a particular species of weeds. However, nowadays around 300 herbicides are available in the market and only frequently used. They should not be preferred by a organic farmer also. Therefore, we have to be very careful. Based on the application method, soil applied and foliage applied, action or mode of herbicide action. Based on the biochemical and physiological actions, herbicides are characterized as systemic or translocated. Another one is non-systemic and contact. The example for contact herbicides are paraquat, diquat, etc. In this group of herbicide, the herbicides are kill the weeds only when contact with the weeds. In the case of systemic herbicides or translocated herbicides, the examples are glyphosate, butachlor, pendimethalin, etc. Soil application herbicides. Here pendimethalin, atrazine are the examples. Time of application. Based on the time of application, herbicides are grouped as pre-emergence herbicide, post-emergence herbicide and early post-emergence herbicide. Contact herbicide destroy only that plant tissue which is in contact with the chemical spray. Mostly, these are the fastest acting herbicides. However, they are ineffective on perennial plants which are able to regrow from tubers or shoots. Systemic herbicides are foliar applied which are relocated through the plant and destroy a huge amount of the plant tissue. Example, glyphosate. Pre-emergent herbicides are those that are applied to the soil and prevent early growth of weed seeds or germination. Soil application herbicides are those that are applied to the soil and are sucked by the roots of the target plant. However, in agriculture, large scale systemic weeding is usually required mostly by machines such as liquid herbicide sprayers or even by helicopter to eliminate the huge amount of weeds present in the lands. Today, however, there are about 250 to 300 various types of herbicides available in the market. This can pose a serious problem to remember their features, advantages at the time of application. Hence, to make work easy, herbicides have been classified into different organized categories based on their chemical composition. The various physiological and biochemical process is grouped under 6 broad categories: photosynthesis, respiration and mitochondrial activities, cell division, protein acid metabolism and nucleic acid metabolism, membrane function, hydrolytic enzyme activities. Most of the herbicides affect one or all of the above process. Selective herbicides kill certain targets while leaving the desired crop relatively unharmed. Some of these herbicides act as a growth interference of the weed and this in turn is based on the plant hormones. Herbicides are classified into 8 categories based on their mode of action. They are amino acid synthesis inhibitors. The herbicides act on certain enzymes only to prevent the production of amino acids. Amino acids are commonly known as the building blocks of proteins that help for plant growth and development. These categories of herbicide stop the formation of amino acids and stop the growth of these particular weeds too. This category of herbicides includes those from following chemical families like glutamine synthetase inhibitors, sulfonylureas, Epsi synthetase inhibitors, imidazolinone, triazopyrimidines, etc. Seedling growth inhibitors. The seedling growth inhibitor herbicides are those that block the growth of new plants and their development. These herbicides are applied in the soil as they inhibit the root and shoot growth in the newly emerging plants. Dinitroanilines, carbamathiotes and acetamides are the examples of this category. Growth regulators. Growth regulators are also referred as auxin in the crop. This class of herbicide follows the pattern and action of auxins in the plants that cause rapid and uncontrolled growth in the crops. Picoic acids, phenolic acid, carboxylic acid and benzoic acids are the common chemical groups that form these herbicides. Photosynthetic inhibitors. Photosynthetic inhibitors are the second major group of herbicides after growth regulators. The herbicides in this group inhibit one of the many binding sites in the photosynthesis. Crops cannot make food without photosynthesis, and these herbicides cause of death of target plant by simple starvation. These herbicides are applied only to plants when they are exposed to light. This category has includes pyridine nitriles, triazines, phenylureas, etc. Lipid synthesis inhibitors. These herbicides inhibit lipid synthesis in the crop. Lipids help in production of new cell membranes, and with an interruption in lipid production, the growth of new plants is stopped. Aryl oxyphenoxypropionates and cyclohexanediones are the chemicals that form these herbicides. Cell membrane disruptors. These herbicides react in the crops to form compounds like oxides and hydroxyl radicals that help destroy cell membranes. These herbicides are not translocated and affect only that part of the crop with which it comes in contact. Chemicals such as aryl triazolinones, phenylphthalamides for these herbicides. Pigment inhibitors. These herbicides work against plant growth by encouraging chlorophyll destruction. They help in prevention of formation of those compounds that protect the crops from chlorophyll destruction. Resultantly, the crops turn white in color rather than being green. The pigment inhibitor herbicides are applied for pre-emergence treatments. Mostly chemicals like isoxyliodinones and pyridazinones make up these herbicides. Unknown. Few herbicides are also clubbed in the unknown category. It is because their nature and behavioral affect crops, and mode of action is not known. Nortinox is the most commonly used herbicide that is in the example of unknown category. These are the various categories that are used to classify herbicides. Chemical affinity and structural similarity. Herbicides having chemical affinity and structural similarity are classified into 18 chemical groups. They are aliphatics, amides and acetamides, arsenicals, carbamates, diphenyl ethers, benzoics, phenyl acetates, bipyridiniums, phenols, dinitroanilines, thiocarbamate, triazoles, triazines, nitrates, phenoxy acids, urea, uracils, pyridosinones, unclassified. History of herbicide development. We shall now acquaint ourselves with some astonishing facts relating the invention and development of herbicides. Now, let us study about the history of herbicide development. Earlier in 164 BC, Romans defeated the Carthaginian Empire by destroying their agriculture. It is amazing to understand that they used salt for doing so. Later, various salts of copper and arsenic were formed and found to be highly effective. Today, hundreds of various types of herbicides are available for various application methods. The discovery of modern herbicides took root in the 1940s when there was a boost in the progress of science and technology. The broadleaf killer 2,4-D herbicides made a debut in 1946, and this period significantly marks off as the row crop herbicide era. Farmers have been amazed with its activity on broadleaves. Photosynthetic inhibitors like Velpar, atrazine that are known for their long residual activity were discovered in 1955, and they helped improve agriculture tremendously. These were found to be highly effective on corn crops as they controlled vast number of grasses. Dinitroanilines were found in 1960s and they helped in stopping cell division. 1960s were also marked by invention and use of microtubule inhibitors like trifluralin and SUT inhibitors like LASO. 1970s saw the invention of non-selective specialty based glyphosates, whereas the amino acid inhibitor herbicides like sulfonyl ureas were found in 1980s. The period in between 1970 to 1989 was termed as the golden age of herbicides, as it saw the introduction of 7 different host and effective inhibitors that are widely used even still date. Formulation of herbicides. After studying about history of herbicide development, it becomes necessary to understand the various forms in which herbicides are available today. Of the 5 billion pounds of pesticide active ingredients are used worldwide today in a year, half of these comprise of herbicides. With the vast variety in crops and their varying behavior and reaction to herbicides, herbicides were developed in forms more than one to suit crop needs. So, what do we understand by formulation of herbicides? Let us take a look. The final marketed product used in the agriculture is termed as herbicide formulation. These can be in various physical forms like fluids, sprays, granular forms, dry solids, etc. They generally include active ingredients, catalysts to enhance their effectiveness, and other ingredients like solvents, dyes, etc. The application methods used best describes which formulation has to be used for one particular set of crops. Let us discuss in brief each of these formulations. Liquid formulation or sprays. Water soluble herbicide formulations, water soluble liquids, water soluble powders, and water soluble granules fall under water soluble formulation of herbicides. These formulations do not settle out when mixed with water. Emulsifiable herbicidal formulation. These EC, it is termed as emulsifiable concentrates and gels comprise this type of herbicides. These products are easy to handle and can be stored for longer periods of time and do not settle separately when mixed in a solution. Liquid herbicide suspension. These are those formulations that are dispersed in water. For example, suspension concentrates emulsion of water, dissolved herbicide in oil, aqueous suspensions, emulsions of an oil dissolved in herbicide in water, etc. These products consist of solid or liquid particle of active ingredient suspended in the liquid. They are easy to handle and apply. Dry solids suspended in water. Easily wettable powders, water dispersible granules, or dry flowable fall under this category. These formulations are most widely used formulation in the market. These products are inexpensive, easy to handle and store, and not easily absorbed by skin and eyes, unlike other liquid formulation. Dry formulation. Granules. Granules consist of the active ingredient adsorbed by onto the coarse particles of clay or other substance and are most often used in soil applications. Pellets or tablets. Pellets are similar to granules but tend to more uniform in size and shape. Dusts. Dust is a finely ground pesticide combined with an inert or inactive dry matter. These are the various herbicide formulations used in agriculture today based on their quick active effectiveness. Mechanism of action of herbicide. After the application of herbicide in the required area, various physiological and biochemical effects will take place. They are chlorosis, stunting, necrosis, defoliation, stimulation of growth, failure of germination, cupping of leaves, epinasty, stand reduction, desiccation, marginal leaf bend, etc. Herbicide recommended for major crops. In India, rice and ragi, we are recommending important herbicide butachlor at the rate of 1.25 kg per hectare. Sugarcane, maize, sorghum and kambu, we are recommending atrazine. Cotton, pulses, oil seeds and vegetables, either pendimethalin or fluclorilin can be recommended. For gingerly crop, alachlor is the suitable herbicide. For non-cropped areas, and also plantations we can recommend glyphosate or paraquat. Organic methods. Weed management using organic method relates to weeds which are controlled using synthetic herbicides and ideally without rely on cultivation. In this, fertilizer and chemicals are limited and excluded, whereas soil health is carefully maintained. Typically, a combination of methods is used in organic situations. They are drip irrigation, manually pulling weeds, hot foam, vinegar, boiling water, ploughing, mechanically tilling around plants, and finally weed mat. Drip irrigation, since it is very important irrigation method in which only root portion is irrigated. So, weed growth is limited. Manually pulling of weeds. In this method, through human labor, we are managing the weeds. Hot foam and vinegar and other boiling water is normally used in foreign countries. Ploughing. Ploughing is the important tillage operation in weed control. It includes tilling of soil, intercultural, and summer ploughing is very important. Ploughing through tilling of soil uproots the weeds, which in turn cause the weeds to die. Summer ploughing is done only during pre-summer season. This also helps in killing pest and weeds also. Mechanically digging and tilling around plants. Tractors, power weeders, and mainly used to carefully remove the weeds around the crop plants. They are used at various points in the growing process. Weed mat. It is also used in foreign countries mainly. Thermal methods. There are several thermal methods known to control weed. Hot foam, that is foam, steam, and weed burners, they are also used in foreign countries. The methods of herbicide application. Now, let me introduce you to the various methods of herbicide application. Herbicides are being applied in a variety of ways. Various factors are needed to be taken into consideration while choosing the method of application, such as crop sensitivity, their reaction tendency, the herbicide effectiveness, the plotted farmland, etc. So, we may have many different methods to serve purpose, in which it can be listed as through soil. So, in this method already we have seen on the soil application, either broadcasting with sand, band application, or fumigation. In the broadcasting with sand, this is normally followed in rice crop in India. Recommended herbicide is butachlor at the rate of 1.25 kg AA per hectare, that is 1 liter per acre. Here this amount of herbicide is mixed with sand about 50 kg per hectare. After that it is broadcasted evenly on the 2 to 5 days after transplanting. Next one is band application. Here this is followed on the row crops. In between rows only the selected area is applied with or sprayed with herbicide. Fumigation is also followed in foreign countries, which is herbicide is applied through fumigants through foliage. Here also two groups, blanket application and directed spray. Blanket application is applying to the entire surface of the weeds. Here all the weeds are controlled. Directed spray is only to the specific or particular spot in the cropped land. Next one is special types. Boom sprayers, mist blowers, blanket wipers, weed seeker are the other types of weed control. These four are mainly followed in foreign countries. Boom sprayers are most common kind of implement used for applying herbicide in case of broad scale farming. They are commonly referred as boom sprays. Mist blowers are very useful, but a very imprecise way of herbicide application, as they totally depend on wind to drift away their herbicide on the desired target. The bandwidth decreases considerably, causing overdose and destruction of crops if the wind is low or the spraying is done at a higher rate. Blanket vapors are made up of a vertical strip of material attached to a horizontal frame. The vertical strip called the blanket acts as a wiping surface, making direct contact with the target weed. This equipment has been developed as an alternative to rope wick applicators. Rope wick applicators, it consists of a series of ropes impregnated with a non-selective herbicide, normally glyphosates. They are not widely used, but they can be useful for the control of tall weeds in a crop or poisson. Normal spraying with a non-selective herbicide would not be possible in this situation. However, A rope pick applicator can be moved above the crop or poiser and wipe the herbicide only onto the taller weeds. Hence, selective control is obtained. This technique has been partially successful for controlling Cape tulip, togs, rushes, thistles and bracken in poisers of foreign countries. Weed seeker. This technology uses infrared and near infrared light to detect green weeds and sprays only the green plants in paddocks. In action, light emitting diodes point two different light sources, infrared and near infrared, towards the ground. Green weeds have a different reflective signature through stubble or soil. The system can operate at speeds up to 20 km per hour, requiring a stable boom to aid operational efficiency. Factors affecting activity and selectivity of herbicide. Rate of application. Next is morphology of plants, plant development stage, cultivation practice, absorption, translocation, difference in physiology, metabolism, environmental factors. In this class, totally 250 to 300 different kinds of herbicides available in the market. It is essential to classify the herbicides into categories for our better understanding of their effective usage. Since there are varieties of different formulations available, the methods of herbicide application differ significantly from crop to crop. Herbicides have played an important role in agriculture management even before they were not much in use and not much known. In the past few decades, herbicides have been very rapidly developed and more widely used in the world. Now that you have completed this topic, you should be able to classify herbicide based on their chemical composition and mode of action, the history of herbicide development, their different formulation types and their varied methods of herbicide application used in agriculture. This study will not only prove helpful in agriculture management, but also greatly increase the knowledge about how herbicides were introduced to the world and developed further. In this session, you have learned a good deal about classification and the various methods involved in herbicide formulation and application. Thank you.